In the winter of 1917, a seismic shift reverberated through the heart of the Russian Empire, altering the course of history. The Russian February Revolution, though initially fueled by bread shortages and economic discontent, transcended into a mass uprising that would lead to the abdication of Tsar Nicholas II and the end of centuries of Romanov rule. This video unravels the intricacies of the February Revolution, examining the factors that ignited the spark and the transformative impact it had on Russia. 1. Backdrop of discontent. The early 20th century saw Russia grappling with deep-rooted social, economic, and political issues. The war effort during World War I strained the country's resources, leading to food shortages, inflation, and discontent among both urban workers and rural peasants. 2. War weariness and military failures. Russia's involvement in World War I exacerbated existing problems. The war effort strained the economy and society, and military failures further fueled public dissatisfaction. The lack of military success, coupled with the high human cost of the war, eroded the once strong support for the monarchy. 3. Bread riots and Petrograd uprising. The spark for the February Revolution was lit in Petrograd on February 23, 1917. International Women's Day protests against bread shortages evolved into broader demonstrations as industrial workers joined the fray, demanding an end to autocracy and bread for their families. 4. Troops and defections. The striking feature of the February Revolution was the role of the military. As the protests intensified, troops garrisoned in Petrograd began to sympathize with the demonstrators. Crucially, regiments, including the elite Volhynsky Regiment, refused to quell the uprising and, instead, joined the protesters. 5. Dual power, provisional government and Soviets. Tsar Nicholas II, realizing the gravity of the situation, abdicated on March 2, 1917, ending the Romanov dynasty. A provisional government, initially composed of liberal politicians, assumed power. Concurrently, the Petrograd Soviet, a council of workers' and soldiers' deputies, emerged as a powerful force, representing a dual authority in the capital. 6. Kerensky in the provisional government. Alexander Kerensky, a charismatic socialist, rose to prominence in the provisional government. His attempts at continuing the war effort, combined with calls for social reform, initially garnered support. However, the provisional government struggled to address the fundamental issues facing Russia, leading to a loss of credibility. 7. Land decree and workers' control. The Petrograd Soviet issued the famous Order No. 1, which granted soldiers greater autonomy and contributed to the erosion of military discipline. The Soviet also passed a land decree, transferring land ownership from the nobility to the peasants. Meanwhile, factory committees sought greater control over industrial enterprises, reflecting the desire for social and economic change. 8. Kornilov Affair and the weakening of the provisional government. The Kornilov Affair in August 1917 saw an attempted coup by General Lavur Kornilov against the provisional government. Paradoxically, Kerensky turned to the Petrograd Soviet and the Red Guards for support, inadvertently strengthening the influence of radical elements and further undermining the authority of the provisional government. 9. Bolshevik ascent. As disillusionment with the provisional government deepened, the Bolsheviks, under the leadership of Vladimir Lenin, gained increasing support. Their rallying cry of peace, land, bread resonated with the war-weary population, and Lenin's return to Petrograd in October marked a pivotal moment. 10. October Revolution. The October Revolution, also known as the Bolshevik Revolution, unfolded swiftly. On October 25, 1917, the Red Guards, loyal to the Bolsheviks, seized key points in Petrograd. The Winter Palace, the seat of the provisional government, fell without significant resistance. The October Revolution marked the definitive triumph of the Bolsheviks and the establishment of Soviet power. The Russian February Revolution of 1917 stands as a watershed moment in history, representing the culmination of years of discontent and the dawn of a new era. From the streets of Petrograd to the halls of power, the events of February laid the foundation for further upheavals, ultimately leading to the establishment of Soviet rule and the transformation of Russia into the world's first socialist state. The echoes of the February Revolution reverberate through the annals of history, serving as a testament to the power of popular movements and the enduring quest for justice and change.